What's up, chat? How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the Black Bar Show. I'm almost ready here. Trying to get everything set up before noon, but and we're getting close to 300 followers. That's pretty cool. Remember trying to get the 30 to get affiliate was so tough. I was asking everybody. Like my aunts and my uncles and stuff, I was hitting them up. Like this, it never been on Twitch before, ever. Made a thing on my Facebook, everywhere I could think of. I hit all the social media to try to get 30. I never thought we were gonna do it. I was like, this isn't gonna work. What do you give this shit? Slowly, one by one, started accruing the numbers. We got another follower, or another sub on the YouTube. We got 2 in the last week, I think, so we're up to 71. So we're still a long way from 500. I checked the analytics, and that's what it is. We need 500. And we just about got our viewed hours. I think we only need like another 700 viewed hours, which I can easily knock out by the end of the year. Probably got to start doing 8 hours again. I wanted to go 8 hours yesterday, but we got crappy internet around 3 hours in and crashed. Looks like it's good today though. I did a couple tests before I hit the live button. I want to do something on those wood panels right above those windows. And I think we need to put glass in those upper windows. See how you can see the leaves through them? There's all those green leaves poking through. Kind of weird. I think we need to either put maybe the carved wood, which I farmed tons of fine wood and regular wood. So we got a whole box full of wood now. Bunch of it. Oh, we haven't, we replanted the forest too. We haven't been back though. Let's go check it out. Just made a cup of coffee to me. Sip my coffee. We can pop the forest though. Once we go back, it's all gonna pop at once. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be kind of fun. Actually, let's go do that real quick, and then we got a little fishing trip planned here. That's what we're doing. We got the boat loaded up. So this is the new longboat we made from the nails from the Ashlands adventure. Yeah, let's hop out real quick and go. Let's just go see the forest pop. It's gonna be cool. And then we'll hop on the boat and do some fishing. I just want to fish around this continent. Catch this thing, just fill this ship full of fish. We've just been farming. We haven't done any building since yesterday. Just farming. Trying to get the food stocked up. Trying to go look at the food real quick. What do we got? So we made a bunch of bread. We're getting back on track with the fish. Locks are still really low, and these are still really low too. Although we did do a run in the swamps, and we got a couple of them. Yeah, I feel like fishing. We got all the fishing gear packed up in the boat. Oh, I forgot to change the day since incident. No, 2. Yeah, day since incident 2. We didn't die. We haven't died for 2 days in a row. Feeling huge. Skills are getting really high again. Our bow skill is like around 60-ish, I want to say. Look. 65. Yeah, we're getting huge. All right, let's go check out this this forest. It's gonna be crazy. Logs. It's the pig and logs. We go here to get pigs and logs. All right, this is gonna be crazy. It's all gonna pop. Let's try to get out of the house so we can see it real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Watch, watch. It's gonna explode. Boom. There you go. That's how you make a forest. You just wait, you just plant it all, and then like come back like 4 days later. Get it all to pop at the same time. But you got some dead spots in here though. So we planted these ones super high. So now we got a bunch of trees up at the top of this hill. And this is kind of like the property line here. We went a little bit overboard up here. But look at all these trees. I think there's 800 trees, something like that, almost 900 trees. Look at all these. This is gonna domino so hard. Look at this, just thick. Absolutely thick. Yeah, and this is where we stop up here at the crest of this hill. So we'll start chopping up here, and then just roll all these trees downhill. It's gonna be insane. But we got a bunch of wood. We don't need to do it yet. Yeah, look at this. This is gonna be nuts. All these are gonna just absolutely domino. Look how thick this is. It's great. Here's the road. We got one little road so we can get it parked back and forth. But yeah, there we go. All the seeds. This box is full. It says 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and 1,000. I don't think we quite had 1,000. I think it's more like, we still got those guys. I think it's more like 850 or something. Yeah. A lot of seeds though. Tons of seeds. Alright, let's go fishing. Oh, and we got tons of stone too. We got all sorts of stone. We hung out in the plains, and there was a fine wood forest, and there's all these big. I don't know if you guys remembered, but in the plains we were working on near Hilder, there was a bunch of these big stone spires. We knocked all those over, and we got that box full of rocks. Piles of rocks there. Where's the rest of the rocks at? We got a bunch of them out here. Got all these piles of rocks. More rocks in there. So we got a lot of rocks. We could probably start working on the perimeter wall today, I'm guessing. Maybe later. We got, yeah, lots of rocks. Ready to do some masonry. But first, we're gonna go fishing. The big boat. Yeah, we need some glass windows. And then put some orange lights behind them. Maybe put a big bonfire behind each set of 3 of those windows up there. Just get really good warm light coming through the glass. The glass looks pretty cool when it's backlit. I've seen some really nice builds where they use like the dragon eggs behind the glass, because the dragon eggs give off like a nice purple light. Or the plains totems, the plains. Yeah, I think the blue angels are flying over. Yeah, it's gonna be loud. Sorry, guys. You'll be able to hear it or not. We're looking for fish. And I think we got all the fishing bait we have, except for the deep north stuff and the deep sea stuff. I did bring a harpoon though, so we can drag a serpent to shore. Yeah, hit him. Nope. Not moving quite as fast, I think. Fish. I already did a pass through this little bay here. I cleaned them out. Probably got to go down to this next one here. But I noticed that, yeah, they'd kind of respawned. But we haven't gone down all the way around this island yet, so I'm curious to see what are the kind of ponds you can find. But this was a super good one. The bay outside of the forest farm was really good. That was probably the most fish we ever got. I think we got like 100. Now we got like maybe 30 or 40 trollfish or something like that. It's crazy. I think I caught all these ones too. Is that a fish? Might actually be better in the raft. I think we caught all these ones too. Oh, there's one up there. There's one over there too. See two. Kind of dark, it's hard to see. Should have brought portal materials too, so we could back and sleep. Fishing at nighttime is kind of not as good. Couple fish. Oh, it's good to jump out of the boat like that to anchor it. Otherwise it'll keep drifting. If you hop out, it'll come like a dead stop. Drops all momentum. Got a bite already. Our all stamina foods. We got this crazy amount of stamina. Be able to catch a lot of these guys. forcing them. Our fishing level's like 20 now or something. But yeah, stamina. It's all stamina food. Good stamina food too. I think we just pull these ones right out. Don't even have to play with them. Yeah, I should have brought Portal though, so we could sleep, so they could run back real quick. It's not too far. Maybe faster than driving the boat. Although you can't totally fish at night, it's much harder to see. I think we go back and sleep. Yeah, I'll go back and grab a portal. Still kind of see him, but I bet you guys can't see anything. Yeah, fishing in the moonlight sounds cool, but it's so dark. That we got to get rid of the other portal if we're going to do that. We make a fishing portal. Should go to the other planes though and grab the blank portal. I think that one's pretty much done. Just using it out in the middle of Hilder. That's where we got all the fine wood and stuff. Some locks too. We filled a couple locks. Made a couple batches of pies. Alright, we're almost there. Huge. This is the huge base. Huge. That was like one of our first bases there. Might have been the first base actually. Start this monster over here. Accelerator. Alright, now I need to get the course. Just put it back in. Alright, now we're ready to go. Also for repairing the bow too, I suppose. Good. Grab some more arrows, maybe? Ah. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Drop these fish off. Sleep. Yeah, I'll get a nice stack of these fish. Fish barrel. Oh, we need a couple more pieces of wood for workbench crafting. Go. Alright, now we're going to be able to see the fish. Got our blue blockers on and not going to stand a chance. There's a fishy. Oh, there's two of them. Big boy too. Yeah, there's a little desync there. He hit twice and he's only near it visually once. Oh, there's three of them right here. Two little ones and that big one. It's a little one. Yeah, he's desynced. That's weird. He's hitting way before he gets there. Crap, I don't want him to be tough on a reel in. don't think we're gonna get him. Oh crap! And I wasted the potion too. They used to say that to get fish to spawn, you'd have to throw stuff in the water, and then they'd be like attracted to the stuff in the water. Big boy, level 3. He looked way bigger than that. That's crazy. He's like a 5 or something. Oh, come on, it's right there. Alright, let's go to the boat. I think it's a little bit easier to get him over the edge of the boat. Kind of trapped in there. I guess that's the advantage of this over the raft. He's got this little lip. So once you get them in there, they're in the boat. And then the raft a lot of times is so low that like it still counts them as on water, even if they're like on the raft. This one though we should be able to. It's gonna break it, but if we get them over the lip of the boat, we should be able to. Oh man, lose him too. Alright, we need some stamina. That recharge. We got crazy amount of stamina. We got 3 stamina foods. They keep biting though before we get a full charge. He's a feisty one. He's not reeling in. There we go. See how I just kind of flipped him into the boat there the last little bit. Then just pick him up off the dock. Came up through the bottom. Oh no, isn't very good for fishing. We change plans, we go serpent hunting, I guess. I don't think it's gonna help our fishing session here at all. we go. Got one. Yeah, if it's nighttime, I'd say for sure we go serpent hunting, but it's like midday still. Let's cast a couple more times here and see if we can get a couple of these fish. I don't see any of them anymore. Just total storm water. Yeah, let's go sailing, look for the big guy. These aren't nearly as difficult as Bone Maw. Bone Maw was crazy. In fact, we beat him 3 times on this little boat. It's really cool. You know, it's possible. It's just not a good idea. Because if you happen to be in the red water, then you're pretty much cooked. If you had the Draugr Fang, maybe you could put out enough damage to kill him fast enough. But I don't know, we were putting out quite a bit of damage with just our wooden bow, and it wasn't enough. Or did we kill him in the red? I can't remember if we were in the red the first time we killed him or not. I feel like we dragged him out. We were able to get him before. Those are coral fish we don't have. Unfortunately, the stuff to catch them. We need to get a serpent trophy and then break it into bait. Hopefully we get some serpents out here. It's daytime, but pretty good storm. Fuck fish. Got bait for them. There we go. Let's drag him to shore. Oh yeah. Junking him. Gotta get him close enough to the shore. Alright, he can't do any damage. He got nothing on the old Bone Maw. That guy was scary. Got a ways to go though. Half damage. He's doing some damage. We gotta get him to shore. Far away is the shore. Got to get there sooner than later. I'll kill him here if we have to, but I'd like to get him our whole half. See a mountain up there. Hopefully we can get there. Never any when we need, right? We're cooking now, though. Yeah, I don't want to kill him yet. I want to try to get him to shore. Oh, crap. Serpent is released. We were fighting bone maws in this thing. It was ridiculous. This guy is nothing, though. We just got to get him to shore. I want those trophies for the deep sea fish. All right, now we're hauling. Oh man, we're pretty far out there. All right, it released again. Oh no, he's getting away. Gotta back up. Man, this shore is not getting any closer either. We got her in reverse, but maybe down the road they could let us build a boat with a catapult. I've seen people put the catapult on the boat. You can do it, I guess. Crap, where did he go? I think we lost him. Yeah, welcome in, by the way, man. How you doing? How'd you find us, too? Like, we're a pretty small guy. Usually people don't hop in here. It's usually pretty quiet. Yeah, I don't think you even need mods. I think you can just drop it right on there. Or maybe it was a mod. I thought it was just that you could. You know how you can, like, drag a cart onto the deck? I was thinking maybe you could do that with this. Catapult. I was watching the World Arena and this one popped up. Oh nice, they're advertising me. That's huge. Yeah, I've been streaming about a year. I just started on YouTube not too long ago though. Is that the trophy? Oh no, it sank. Trophy was there, but it sank. That's terrible. Well, at least we got the food. We were like slightly out of render and he died, and then the trophy's just like suspended there. Yeah, I'm trying to do a hardcore playthrough. I've been working on it since like January. But, I mean, to be fair, we spend a lot of time building and just, like, kind of ding-donging around, too. A lot. We died, like, 16 times. I just started, like, a week ago. Oh, you're new. We could go on Twitch, put loading my vids to YouTube. Yeah, that's what I do, too. Actually, I multi-stream. So I'm streaming on both. Multi-platform streamer. I was doing Kick as well, but I had trouble with the upload size. Like Kick only does 1080, but Twitch and YouTube I can do 1440. And I got a switch on OBS, so I should be able to switch back and forth, but for some reason it wasn't working. Never heard of Kick? It's like on the back end, it's basically a clone of Twitch. So like when Amazon bought Kick, they rebuilt the entire website. Along with their AWS service, their Amazon Web Service, so you can like get game servers and all that kind of stuff. So that Amazon has this huge, robust back-end network, when they bought Twitch, they rebuilt all that, and they did such a good job that that they rent that out to other platforms now. Like they rent out the whole streamer infrastructure. And so that's where Kick got all of its infrastructure from. It's basically like Twitch 2 in terms of network stuff. And it's been trying to get traction. It's not nearly as popular as Twitch or YouTube even. But it has like gambling and like kind of more adult themed, I guess you could say, or more adult, like targeted audience. But I decided to stop streaming on there so I could stream at higher bit rates at these other ones. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's what we're doing. Can you watch in 1440? Most people I've talked to, they're like, yeah, it says it, but I can't actually watch it in 1440. So I'm like, God, is it even worth doing? No one's watching it. Now, I suppose for editing, maybe it's good. I don't know. What do you stream at for resolution? I didn't want to use Twitch. Figured I'd get suspended for language. Curse Gen X. Yeah, check out Kick. Kick might be more your style than. I think they're more lax with their language. Default setting. Could be like a little gear in the corner though, and it'll show you what resolutions. Yeah, I'm an old Gen Xer too. I'm like a baby Gen Xer though. I'm like basically a millennial, but I'm not. So like I grew up with like Doc Martens and skateboards and all that kind of stuff. 80s baby, yeah. Yep. California Raisins, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Star Wars, all this stuff is baked into my brain. WWE. Little bro. Yeah, I'm like baby Gen Xer. I'm like right in between. But I definitely remember like rotary phones. And then like touch-tone phones came out, and touch-tone phones were a huge deal. So you didn't have to like spin the dial anymore. You didn't have to do the roto anymore. It was like a touch-tone. And then you could play games on the touch-tone phones. They had these really cool like choose your own adventure. So you could like call into like the telephone service. And they had like these different choose your own adventures they do every week. It was like these audio programs. And because of the touch-tone phone, then you could like push 9 to slay the wizard, push 8 to join the wizard, push 7 to, you know, cast a spell or whatever. It was really fun. Still remember your home phone number? So do I, man. So do I. That shit's burned into your brain because when you go over to your friend's house, there's no way else you're getting home except for placing the call. Or you write it down, I guess, but yeah, the phone number used to be like a huge part of your identity, right? Like I remember kids whose phone numbers would change all the time. Like you just totally lose track of them. Like there's no way to track them down. Their phone number changed. Yeah, you had to remember that shit. That's important. Super important. Your address, your phone number. We had books. Choose Your Own Adventure. Oh yeah, I remember those. I remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books. They were great. Can't remember the names of them though, but I remember them in school. They're like these little thin paperback books. Hardy Boys, was that one of them? There's a bunch of them. There's some scary ones too, I can't remember. I think Goosebumps is like 90s kinda. But yeah, anyways, I've always loved games. I mean, like we got the Nintendo. We never had an Atari, but we got a Nintendo pretty early, like probably the first year it was out, and I was hooked, man. I loved it. Dragon Realms. That sounds familiar. Yeah, that actually sounds really familiar. I should go look. I should look some of those up. Those are so fun to. Yeah, I think you're right. That sounds really familiar. Yeah, but there's a series of those Choose Your Own Adventure books, and that's basically like the storyboard for like video games almost, right? Like kind of this interactive narrative. I mean, not so much this game. This game's more of a sandbox, but more like, yeah, like first-person narrative games like Witcher or Fallout or any of the other millions of single-player narrative games. I mean, that's basically what they were doing was. But yeah, I remember like going to like what, Pizza Hut, and they had like a Ghosts and Goblins arcade machine. Oh man, I hated that game. I still love it, but I hate it. Ghosts and Goblins used to give me nightmares when I was a little kid. I've still never beaten it. That'd be kind of something fun to do on stream, would be to beat Ghosts and Goblins finally. Got the Super Nintendo one too. It was like Dungeons & Dragons, but without playing the dice. Oh yeah, totally. No, that's a good comparison. Because that's basically what D&D is. Well, more structured too, right? Like there's more narrative in these books. D&D is more like Valheim in that like it's more of a sandbox, right? Like you got a GM or whatever, but it's pretty sandboxy, you know. Where the narrative, where the Choose Your Own Adventures are more like movies almost. Oh yeah, I played Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I played Baldur's Gate 3. It's great. I didn't beat it, but I only put like maybe 20 hours into it. I should go back. I gotta play that one again too. I started this playthrough in January though, and I really want to finish it by this year. So most of my time goes into this game now, and then there's this other game called. You ever heard of Legacy Steel and Sorcery? It's like a action game based in like the sword and sorcery kind of universe. So it's like right up like your alley for like 80s, 90s fantasy. Conan the Barbarian, Beastmaster, all that kind of shit. I'm a content creator for that game. Yeah, you love this game. Haven't downloaded it yet? Are you talking about Valheim or Legacy Steel and Sorcery? I play different games. I'm kind of like variety. Oh, Warcraft, nice. Oh, Legacy, yeah. This next season of Legacy is going to be great. It's going to be season 2. Although I would hop in now and just start practicing, because that game is super high skill ceiling. Hop into the social hub and just duel people, because you can just duel in there for free. You don't have to like spin gear like extraction style. You just hop in there and duel and chat with people and kind of figure out the game before next season. Because I would say the first 2 weeks of Legacy are hot. I mean, that's like the most fun. Because no one's got gear, everyone's like super thirsty for new stuff. It's really fun. Mid-season though, I kind of get burnt out. I go pretty hard early on, and then it's like, oh god, I need a break. So then I come back and place Valheim. What are you doing in Warcraft? Are you doing the War Within, or are you doing Classic? I know MOP just came out, right? A lot of people are deep into the MOP. Oh, you quit Warcraft? I thought you said you've been busy playing Warcraft. But yeah, basically me too. So now I play this game for PvE. Like when I just want to like chill and like do PvE and kind of relax, you know. Although this hardcore is not very relaxing. It's freaking gut punch. Freaking gut punch city is what it is. But usually I play this game to relax, and then I'll play like Legacy if I want like player interaction and like PvP. I don't know. No more live for me. Classic for me stopped at Wrath. Yeah, I was a big World of Warcraft fan, man. I had like just moved out of the house. I was like, you know, early 20s. But I've been living alone for a while. Yeah, I was like mid 20s when, no, I was like early 20s. So I had like a job. I had my own place. I went so hard on that game for like, yeah, Classic, and then Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King I raided in like top tier guilds. I did Nax. I did original Nax. I'm part of the 1%ers that did it. We didn't clear it, but we did like, I think the first boss like 3 wings or 2 wings or something. We're still working on Nax 40 when it came out, but we wanted to see it. And I killed heroic Lich King. Did cutting edge, all that stuff. But that was kind of the last expansion I was really motivated to do it. Was it Cataclysm that came next, or was it MOP? Oh, it was, I can't even remember. And I can't even remember what expansion order anymore. Doing the cookie cutter build now. I'm like when up at the Cato, Hunter, Beastmasters, survival kicks. Yeah, the balancing's tough, man. And the more popular a game gets, it seems like the more they cater and streamline it, and try to capture more audience. And sometimes that can work if you leave a high skill ceiling in. You know, you have to leave a high skill ceiling so people who play a lot don't get bored. But you gotta have the game easy enough that anybody can start it. And that's kind of one spot that I'd say Legacy is not doing great at right now. It's like the new player experience, like the onboarding is pretty rough. New players get gut punched pretty hard. You know, they make like 1 kit of armor and they lose it all, and they're just absolutely devastated. Which I think speaks volumes of the game's ability to create value in your gameplay. Right? Like if you get upset about losing something in a game, that means the game's doing something right. You know what I mean? It's creating value for you. Like you think that thing's valuable, like it feels important that you have it, right? If you don't care, then it's like boring and it's like, whatever, this game sucks. But if you're getting like tilted and like you're getting those adrenaline spikes, and then there's something there, there's some juice there, you know. And I haven't felt like that. Sea of Thieves kind of gave me that a little bit, but there's no power progression in that game, so even if you kill somebody, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's just all cosmetic progression, which is fun for a couple of years, but after a while it kind of wore off. But that's another good game. Yeah, I quit playing Warcraft 2 basically. Now I play Valheim, Sea of Thieves, Legacy. Now I play like multiple games, which I think is actually better. Now you only get 3 choices. I mean, it was always 3 choices, really, but it was more, it felt more open. But there's always been like meta, you know what I mean? There's always been like optimal meta builds. And it's kind of more like Bender Snatch, right? It's more the illusion of choice. But really, I mean, everyone kind of always do the same thing, you know, once they figure out what's the most DPS or the best tank. So if you want to be like competitive in some like raid scenes and PvP stuff, kind of just got to go along with whatever's meta. And that's always been the case, I mean. So I think, so like Legacy, I don't know if you're familiar with the team behind it, but they're trying to be more intentional about balancing, right? So instead of like trying to make everybody equal, it's like, well, how about in this situation, this guy's always dominant. In this situation, this guy's always dominant, and giving more situational balances. So I think true balance is never going to be found, right? Like you're just never going to get true balance in a game like that. There's too many vectors to balance. You got to balance the character level, the character stats, the character skills, the character traits, the gear, the player skill, and then the environmental, like situational advantages. That's like 8 or 9 variables, all with really big sliders, you know. And I would say for Legacy, the biggest slider is the skill. It's the player. And like a high skilled player playing a warrior versus a low skilled player is like night and day. So then like how do you balance that? Do you balance for the hardcore dude? Or do you balance for the casual dude? It's really tough. Yep, like it took so long, and then collect mats for a piece of armor and weapon, only to lose it in a duel. Yeah, and that's and that feels good. Like there's tension there, which is good. So next season of Legacy is gonna be a really good season to start, because they're gonna have a new map. They're gonna have the farm map, which is gonna be an 80% PvE, and then like a 20% PvP map, with the PvP part being totally optional. So what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to get all of your white gear, like all your base gear, and your food all squared away without having to compete for it with other players. You're still going to lose your stuff if you die, but you're just going to be fighting monsters on the first easy map. Unless you choose to go into the PvP part. But then the next 2 maps are going to stay PvP flagged indefinitely. And so I'm really kind of curious to see how the new players do this season. Because that's been like one of the biggest complaints. It's like, oh man, I'm just getting like stomped on by all these like sweats, you know, and it's just not fun because I'm just getting crapped on. I'm not sure how much of that's just like coping or like actual critique, but it's gonna be cool to see how the community responds one way or the other. So I've been involved in that game since pre-alpha. I mean, I've invested a lot of my personal time into it. It's actually why I started streaming. I was like, World of Warcraft 2.0, here we go, baby. It's basically like PvP team from World of Warcraft made a live-action RPG game. Like, what? They had a couple of the good artists, Cole and Colin from the art team at Blizzard. You got Chris Kaliki, class designer. Yeah, even before dual spec came into play, you had to go and spend gold. Yeah, I remember that. And gold used to be super difficult. So there's like a, which I kind of like, that it makes your choices more weighty. right? Because then like you get known as the tank warrior, you get known as the DPS warrior. And so some of those systems worked well, like when you had smaller servers, right? And then you kind of have these communities. And like maybe let's say your main tank wants the PvP and he's getting bored, so then the guild would pitch in. So Friday night he could switch specs to go PvP with his buddies, and he doesn't get burnt out from main tanking all the time. It created like I don't know, there's interesting social aspects in some of those MMOs. You know, they're not just like theme park MMOs, they got like social aspects to them that create interesting gameplay. I don't know, I think the MMO's kind of dead in a lot of ways, but I think there's elements of it that like games like Legacy and stuff have kind of taken, and like I think they've built like on top of it in a meaningful way. Because like it's basically an MMO light. You know, you got this big open world map with like 10 players. You can VoIP, you can communicate, you can drop stuff to trade. You don't have to kill them. You don't get their gear if you don't kill them. And even if you do kill them, you can resurrect them, which is really cool. So it has like these it has like the kind of the best elements of the MMO, like the social interaction, the kind of player agency, you know, like in deciding if you want to kill them or not. But you don't have to play for like 5 hours to set it up. It's like MMOs in like a 30-minute chunk. I don't know. It's a new world, man. It's a new world with many, many games. Yeah, they say it's all about balance, but it comes down to team comps and skill. Yeah, pretty much. And then there's metas that run that. I remember Beast Cleave used to be a big one. And you just had to have it. You just had to have that comp. Otherwise, you just weren't putting out enough damage. And the guys who did do that comp would just absolutely annihilate. So it's an illusion of choice, you know? It's bend or snatch. And that's always kind of been the case. Having true player agency just isn't possible. The closest you get is like with more games like this that are sandboxy, and it's more like golf, right? You're playing against the game. You're not really playing directly against other players. Like I think the best balanced PvP games are games with no gear, like Counter-Strike or stuff like that. I think once you start adding gear and levels and all that stuff, it's too complicated to balance. You got to basically have no power progression. Everybody has the same character. They get to choose from like 10 weapons, and that's it as far as customization goes. Think of chess, right? Chess is like one of the most balanced games ever, and you both got the exact same pieces. And there's still like a little imbalance there. I think whoever gets to go first has like a 0.0 chance of winning statistically or something. So even that game is elegant and simple and thought out as it isn't balanced. Like, so you know, you need to find a team that acknowledges that and then tries to make it interesting still. Which is tough. It's a big order, you know. That was another thing Blizzard did when they got rid of the PvP servers to cater to the new generation. Yeah, it's a generational thing. It is. It's partially a generational thing. When I was a kid, you had to walk, in the snow uphill and downhill 2 ways backwards to school with no shoes on. But yeah, that's why I fell in love with World of Warcraft. Was I was on a PvP server. I was in Hillsbrad trying to do my Yeti quests. I remember this shit. I was trying to do my Yeti quest outside of Terran Mill, and I kept getting ganked in that freaking cave. And I could not freaking kill my Yetis. And then I ran into another Horde player who was a rogue who was also having trouble, so he sent me a party. And so him and I started partying up against these guys ganking us, and we're doing pretty good. But then they called in their buddies. They called in like a level 60, you know? So now it's like me and my new buddy versus these other guys, plus like they're level 60, then we're just getting camped on and crapped on. So then my new buddy's like, okay, he's like, I'll call my big brother in. He's like, my uncle and my two brothers play this game. Let me get him on the horn here. So then he like, he's a rogue. Can't remember how he got him there, but eventually we had like a full party, right? And we had like a high warlord in our party, and they absolutely rolled these alliance guys out of the cave, and then me and homie were able to do our quest. And then I ran into him like 2 or 3 more times, and kind of the same scenario happened. And eventually he's like, why don't you just join my guild? He's like, you obviously, like, we get along, we're having fun, like, just join the guild and see how it goes. And I joined the guild, and I was in that guild for like years. But I never would have joined a guild unless I had to, right? Unless I had like been forced into that. And I think nowadays people would just quit, right? They'd say, this game sucks. They'd go make a post on Reddit, complain about it. People would agree with them. They'd feel validated that the game sucks, and then they'd move on to the next game. But yeah, something about the era that the game was made in, the design that it had, really worked for me, and it held me for like probably, I don't know, 10,000 hours, 20,000 hours. But once they got away from that and started adding like looking for a raid, looking for dungeon, then it kind of became just like routine and boring. I played it a couple more years afterwards, but it just wasn't the same. There's no connection to any of the other players. There's no like stories to tell. Like, oh yeah, I queued up in the dungeon and did the thing. I'm gonna queue up in another dungeon and do the thing again. And nobody talks, nobody connects, there's no community. I was co-GM. They got rid of the PvP servers. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I played on PvP server. That was really what the PvPvE concept, I think, is really high concept. I think it's genius. Because of the tension it creates. Like, this game doesn't really create tension for me. I can sit here and yap and just chill, whatever. But I get bored of that, you know? I like that tension. Or they have 2 different phases of PvP, flagged and non-PvP live servers. It's a shame. Yeah, it's called war mode, right? People now don't know what it's like to level on PvP realm, like Darkspear. Yeah, I played on War Song, was what I played on. And there was always battles going on. It was great. Yeah, the open world PvP, man, that was the bomb. Once they added battlegrounds, and then, I mean, battlegrounds are cool, but I don't know, it just didn't feel the same. It started to get away from that. It stopped feeling like a world, right? It starts feeling more like a video game again, where there's too many rules. I don't like rules in my games. I like player agency. That's why I like Sea of Thieves so much, is because like you could decide to be the good guy or you could decide to be the bad guy. You know, and there's avenues for each play. You can sink their boat, steal all their stuff, or you can alliance them and share it all. You know? And either one's like totally viable, like, and I like that. I like the player agency. It turns it into like a dynamic story with emergent gameplay. Whereas if you start having like toggles you gotta throw and stuff, it starts feeling a little more like Call of Duty, which is this kind of Team Red versus Team Blue, and kill them all till they're dead, and then rinse and repeat, and that's fine. Like, it's just not really my ideal gameplay loop. I really love open world and exploring. I play some horror games too, like a Resident Evil series. So I go into different games for different reasons. Kind of a variety guy. Nowadays, anyways. Didn't used to be though. It used to be all about Blizzard and World of Warcraft. Total Blizzard fanboy. Dude, they just had the best games. I mean, like Diablo, I was super into Diablo for like 20 years. Diablo 1, 2, even 3 a little bit I got into. But 3 I was like, oh man, this just isn't the same thing, you know, like 2 is so good. Oh man, 2 is probably my favorite. Like, Diablo 2 Classic. LOD is good, but Diablo 2 Classic is probably one of my favorite games ever. And then Valheim's up there, Legacy's up there, World of Warcraft, Resident Evil. It's kind of my short list of favorite games there. So you'll catch me playing all those games on the stream. I think I've played all of those games. We're kind of on a Valheim kick right now, though. Killed Modder a couple weeks ago. People now don't know what it's like. Yeah, they have no idea that like that's part of the game design, right? Like, is kicking your ass. So then you have to like make parties, and you have to like find friends, you have to talk to people. And I think there's too much. I think social media is part of the problem, right? Because when I used to play World of Warcraft on a PvP server, like, the banter was part of it, right? And you do that in the game. You socialize with people in the game. Now you go to Facebook to socialize, Instagram to socialize, Reddit to social. You go to all these other places to socialize online. So that it's no longer a novelty to socialize in an MMO. That's like old hat now, right? So I think it's partially like the tech has changed. That's why that kind of game design doesn't really work anymore. I co-GM'd a guild named Horde Supremacist on Darkspear. Then the White Mane Classic came out. Nice. Came to the call of people getting ganked, mainly world PvP. That was always so much fun. Starting wars, man. That's what it was all about. You end up with getting a warlock there, and he's like summoning freaking a full 40-man raid because someone's ganking your little 5-man team. I remember one time I wanted to do the fishing tournament in STV. Do you remember the Sunday fishing tournament? I wanted to do that one Sunday. And my guild, like I said, is all pretty good. I mean, we weren't the best on the server, but we were like top 5 or something. We got a couple of high warlords. And everyone's full epic'd out. I mean, everyone's pretty decked out. So one Sunday, I had them come down and back me up while I did the fishing tournament. And they summoned in like a full 40-man raid for me and just like wiped everybody out of STV for like an hour while I just like fished and hung out. I got so much hate after that, it's hilarious. Not from my guild, everyone in my guild is super cool, but like on the forums and stuff, we're bitching. It's epic though. Definitely a highlight of the social experience. Came to call people. Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, there was this big world, there's tons of gameplay that directly are involved in the game. And that's a big boy out there. I don't think we're gonna be able to catch him. Gotta try to get the business in a little bit closer. There's some big trollfish over there though. Right, there's no community in the games. No, they're all on. The closest you got is Discord. Everybody's on the game's official Discord. Subscribe, you got huge, man. Thanks. I'm really trying to. You running Twitch too? And yep, yeah. Twitch was the first one I started. I started that last year around this time. So we got affiliate there. We can get subs there. If you got like a Twitch Prime or something, that'd be sweet. And then YouTube, I haven't monetized yet. I'm trying to do that this year, but I need more subs. I'm able to grind the view hours out. Like, that's not gonna be a problem. Like, I'm on track for that. But the subs are really hard to get, man. I don't know. There's so much competition on this platform, I think, is what it is. So I'm kind of finding my audience, you know, kind of just throwing noodles at the wall, seeing what sticks. It's been going good. It's slow, but we're making progress. We made about $500 off Twitch last year. About $20 a month is what we averaged, I figured. So almost paid for the internet. If we could pay for the internet this year, that'd be pretty sick. Or next year, I mean. 2026, it's like my goal. Pay for the internet. Yeah, all the communities are out of game now. It's really strange. I remember that was like one of the novelties of Diablo 2, right? Was that you had BattleNet, and BattleNet was like a brand new thing, and like, yeah, I don't know, it's just different times. Yeah, thanks for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, yeah. Yeah, those were huge. Those were pretty huge. But all those games had in-game guilds and chats. But you're right, you would use those for voice comms, because no game had voice comm. Yeah, it's just a different era, different generations, like you're saying. And video games have become really mainstream now. They didn't used to be mainstream. It used to be like really nerdy. Especially computer games, you know? Consoles you could kind of get away with. But you're a total nerd in like the 80s and 90s if you're playing fantasy games on a computer. Now it's pretty normal, but... Oh man, here we go. Oh, that's a big boy. Level 3? Oh, only level 2. Yeah, if you use this boat, this is how you do it. And you just pull them toward the side like that. Axum didn't get very... I don't know that one. In-game voice was hell. I don't even remember any games having voice comms back then. There was some that had like pre-programmed stuff like Counter-Strike, you know, bomb is planted. I remember do you remember Dragon Speak? Dragon Natural Speak? I remember trying to install that software so you could get like a voice to text program going, and it was so janky. You had to like try and train it, and like it's kind of just fun trying to set it up. It was nice because you could sit in the corner of a room and like been at coffee tables. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I never heard of it. Yeah, I think I mostly used Ventrilo. I think I had TeamSpeak too, but I think Ventrilo was the one we used. And I remember using it for years. Because one time I got drunk, and like I started hitting up like old servers and stuff that hadn't been in a while. Like popping in, like, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Remember blah blah? I remember doing that. I remember doing that. Wonder what these guys are up to. I haven't talked to these guys in a year. This one time, oh yeah. Yeah, I don't drink anymore. I mean, I will once in a while, but yeah, I used to take like shots during raids and stuff. I remember like one time taking a shot after every boss. Being like 8, 9 shots or whatever at the end of like Blackwing Lair. Yeah, don't really do that so much anymore. I like coffee now. More into the coffee. No, now that phase is in a game meme. Oh, during the Brewfest? Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, I just made a Reddit account like a couple of years ago. I'm trying to grow my internet presence. Which is kind of scary because like everybody's really nice at first, and then you get to like this level of like success, and then everybody hates you. Like right now, like everybody who comes into my chat's always super cool. Everybody's like super supportive. Like everybody wants to see me do well. But eventually, you do it long enough, and people start to get jealous, right? And they start to tear you down. Like that's part of celebrityism, right? It's like, I don't know, it's weird streaming, man. I really just kind of thought it was gonna be just gaming, but it's a little bit more. I mean, it's still mostly just gaming, but you know, you got to be kind of aware that you're like. I don't really try to be entertaining though. I try to just be myself and play games. But I wouldn't be talking at all if I was just by myself, right? I think I'm a pretty introverted, quiet guy. I don't talk when I play. Yeah, this is different. Oh, and I started I do got a Discord too. It's only got like 5 people in it so far, but I got a Valheim server. I wanted to do some community Valheim for subs and stuff. I thought it'd be fun. I do get lots of requests, like people want to play with me, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I kind of want to play solo, but I also want to play with you guys. Like, I want to play with chat too. But I think to do it in like more of a structured way, like you have like a community server, because I like playing solo. I love playing solo games, but I also like community stuff too. So if we find like a good game that everybody can play together, but then like maybe like once a month or once a week we get together and like have like a community day kind of thing. I think it'd be fun. No, now that phrase is in a gaming. Oh, for the Brewfest. I opened my Valheim up and Discord member when I'm on. I don't have a community server. I got members that do have rented servers. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the game plays the best locally. Like, I don't really see any bugs when I play locally. It's pretty much only when I'm on servers. But yeah, I got a small server, and I got it for like a year. Do you mostly play Valheim solo or with group? So I've only played it with a group like twice or 3 times. For me, it's mostly just like a PvE solo game, and then I play other games for like multiplayer stuff. We're getting some fish stacked up here. Oh, we gotta dump our inventory off. Alright, one gonna keep our portal material. Everything else can kind of go though. Solos, my creative comes out. I use dev commands. Oh yeah, dev commands are pretty cool. Oh, you haven't seen the have you seen? Did I show you the house? I'm a big builder, man. I love building. That's why this is taking me so long. Partially is because like I keep farming for tar and like rocks and stuff. Have you tried hammer mode? Hammer mode's really fun too. Because you still have to unlock everything like a normal playthrough, but everything with the hammer's free. So once you pick it up, it's like once you pick up a rock and you make a stone cutter, you can make as many stone walls as you want. You can make as many wood walls as you want. You still gotta pay for your food and your gear, but anything with the hammer is free. But you go through the progression like you normally would, it just speeds it up a lot. And it breaks a couple things, like boats. It breaks boats, so you can just make as many boats as you want. Or beehives, it kind of breaks the beehives. But most everything else still feels fairly well balanced. It just switches the gameplay to building and exploring, and it like cuts the grind out to like nothing basically. It turns the game from like 50% grind into like 5% grind. It's way faster. That's what I'd recommend. Unless you just want to like really get creative, then yeah, dev commands, debug mode is the way to go. Haven't yet. Years ago when I started through, my dudes dying 3 land masses over. Oh yep, get the raft. Yeah, the overextension is like the worst gut punch in this game for sure. Yeah, we're just playing hardcore on this one, so when we die, the world stays, like all the buildings stay, all the infrastructure, but you lose your character, so there's no corpse runs here. You just wake up in bed with everything deleted, all your skills deleted, all your gear deleted. But like, so the trick is like, if you know you're gonna die, like throw everything in the boat real quick or throw it on the ground, then you can come back and get your gear. We actually pulled that off the other day. It was pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. We sailed the little boat into the Red Sea. And we were able to fish out our gear out of the storage boxes. It's crazy. Funniest thing ever playing with friends is watching them die to a falling tree. Yep, classic Valheim experience right there. The falling tree death. For fall damage because they've been. Yep. No, it's. Some of my favorite times playing this game was with my cousins who are not gamers at all. I think one of them like played Halo before, you know, like that was it. And just kind of letting them take the lead, and then I just kind of back them up when they get into trouble, you know. But I kind of let them call the shots, kind of let them set the pace of progression. And then you just kind of stand back like Gandalf and, you know, maybe, you know, help them out a little bit when they get in trouble. But for the most part, it's their adventure, you know. You're just kind of there to keep their hopes up, you know. Or answer questions. Like one cousin, she actually really liked it when I would tell her, you know, like she's like, well, what does the pine tree look like? Or where's it at? I'm like, well, we haven't been there yet, you know. She's like, yeah, but where is it? I'm like, well, we haven't found it yet. You know, you'll know when you see it. And she's like, no, tell me what it looks like. Where's it at? And I'm gonna go get it. And I'm like, okay, so it's the tall, skinny one. You know, you got to go down the beach and just keep following the beach, and eventually you'll run in the forest. And she's like, cool. She's like, awesome. She's like, now I got a quest, you know. So then she went and chopped her tree down, and like she's happy. My other cousin though, like, I just totally let her take the reins, and then just kind of tried to get her out of trouble when we'd get in trouble. And both ways are fun. I'm thinking the community server though, we might do like a King of the Hill kind of deal. It's like every week we duel, and then whoever wins gets to pick their role basically. And then you'd have like 5 or 6 roles on like a board, and then like, you know, from order, like you could do like a tournament, and then whoever gets rank 1 would get a pick first, and so on and so forth. So like one role would be like King, and King would get to decide like kind of the basic progression for that week, and they would get first dibs on like all of the new gear. And then you'd have like farmer role, you'd have to like do all the farming chores that week, and then like a forager role, you'd have to go get berries and stuff. Maybe a carpenter role where he's got to like, that guy's got to build, and everybody get to switch around depending on the PvP. I don't know, that might be fun too. Like have like a, yeah, like some sort of like a arena or something set up. Or you do just like full on PvP where everybody plays at the same time. Everybody goes their separate ways, and then just full on warfare. That'd be like Rust style. That'd be kind of fun too. Funniest thing, yeah, friends watching them die. I remember my cousin trying to fight an abomination one time, and they're trying to go in there with their, I think they had like a mace or something and shield, and they just got punted. They got punted like 20 yards back, and they didn't die, but it was hilarious just to watch them like get absolutely punted across the game. I'm like, you can go in there, but you gotta like dodge roll or parry him. You know, if you try to block him, you're just gonna get. It's pretty awesome. Or Squirrel like the big hammer. She'd find the biggest group of mobs she could, and then take the 2-hammer slammer hammer and just spam it. And then I'd like try to like peel them off a little bit, pick out the weak ones and finish them off. And she'd just stand there spamming the big hammer. Yeah, try to get nieces and cousins and nephews to play Valheim. In Shroud it's a little bit easier, I think, maybe, right? Like building in Shroud's a little bit easier. The grind's maybe about the same. But I feel like in Shroud is a little bit more streamlined. Has a little bit more quality of life aspects to it, I would say. Valheim is pretty rough for new players, I think. Like, I don't think most of them make it past swamps. Oh, we don't have very much health. You gotta be careful. Yeah, Valheim to me is like more simple, kind of more. I like it, Shrouded, don't get me wrong, like it's a good game. It really impressed me that they made their own engine for it. Which tells me that they know, they got a plan, like I think it's gonna get better as it gets more mature too, because it feels less sandboxy to me though, right? It feels more like RPG. Like you have like more kind of like fleshed out characters and stuff. game sound is on. Oh, it's a little loud, the game? Let me turn it down a little bit. Yeah, thanks for the feedback, though. That's really helpful. Let me turn it down a little bit. We'll stand next to this portal, too, because it's loud. La 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 la. More? Turn it down more. There, now, Valheim's peaking at the green levels. And the mic is peaking at yellow levels. A little bit better? Blah, 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 blah. Mic check, blah, 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 blah. Mic check. That's good? Yeah, thanks for the feedback, man. It's super helpful. I have my phone on the Twitch account, and I can kind of listen there, but like once you're in it, it's kind of hard to keep checking stuff. So yeah, I definitely appreciate the feedback there. Yeah, streaming's been fun, man. It's been a journey. Met tons of cool people. Tons of gamers. Tons of gamers showing up. I also kind of play games that are more gamers games, you know, that I'm not really playing too many like pop games. I mean, Valheim's definitely pop. I mean, it's got 500,000 views on Steam or whatever, but it's not like Fortnite, you know what I mean? It's like, it's still like super small compared to like Minecraft. Although those games, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, like the growth of a stream. Like the most growth I've gotten is through Legacy. And the main reason is nobody else plays it. Or very, very few people play it. So then what happens is, oh shit, troll raid. Oh, we got bad food too for this. Let's puke. Let's get some good food. You ready for it, chat? Here it comes. It's like guar, but you don't got to get cleaned up afterwards. I want these trolls. I want their gold. More health first, so let's go. Oh crap! I ate the wrong food. Fuck Night for. I've never played it. I played it like one time, so I don't really have an opinion about it. I think what they're doing is interesting. Like how they have all these different IPs. So then you end up almost like with this metaverse where like you can play any character in the game. Like I think that's a really interesting idea. But yeah, it never really grabbed me. I think I just didn't hit it quite early enough or something. Yeah, that and Roblox. Those are like two of the biggest games for younger generations. But yeah, those games are absolutely massive. And so the trouble with being a new streamer though, and streaming those, is there's 1 million people streaming it, and there's already like super established, like known celebrity people that play it. It's like 90% of your viewership's going to go to those celebrities, you know. Then the other 10% are going to go towards like kind of your up and coming people or people who are already kind of noted for other games. You know, maybe they bring their community to that game. The best luck we've had is with brand new games that are in like beta and pre-alpha and stuff like that, because there's no community yet, and so there's 5 streamers that are streaming it. You know, your odds are 1 in 5 of getting a click. And then if you chat with people, you know, and they hang around, and give you a follow. You know, that's. I think I was looking at my analytics, and like 90% or like 80% of my viewership comes from Legacy or adjacent streamers, like streamers that that also play Legacy, like Raid Me or whatever, and then like. But yeah, that community is pretty tight. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, streaming those big games is kind of tricky. Because yeah, you usually just get shoved to the bottom of the pile, and then you're like 20th in the, like, yeah, you're on like page 90 with one viewer. You know what I mean? If you got one viewer and there's only 5 streamers, you're still gonna be in that front page. You know what I mean? But like, if you got one viewer and you're on the 100th page, like you're never gonna meet anybody. No one's ever gonna pop in. Just buried. So I'm kind of aware of that, but like I still kind of just play whatever game I want. Like Valheim, we're probably on the front page of Valheim streamers, but we're definitely not like near the top of it, you know. And I don't know how YouTube works, really. Like you said, I popped up in like a recommend or something. I don't even know how that one works. But you're getting some chatters through the YouTube though. Like that's one of the ways we've got a couple of our main chatters, like our VIP level chatters. They'll find me in YouTube and then come over and hang out on Twitch. We've had 2 of them that are like, they've been hanging around ever since we started, 7 months ago, and they came from YouTube. So YouTube seems to have like good quality people, but it's like harder to get it going. But Twitch is like smaller and more community based. So that's like where my regular chatters kind of come through. Yeah, it's all interesting. It's like a new game I'm playing. It's like a video game on top of a video game. The meta game. I had hopes for Overwatch, the PvP, but left disappointed playing the beta. Overwatch, yeah, the Blizzard. Yeah, I played a little bit of that. It never really super hooked me. Again, it's a little too cut and dry, you know, red team versus blue team kind of thing. Doesn't really, I guess, interesting, but I can only do so many hours. It just feels a little too rinse and repeat. I like a little more nuance. Okay, you ready for it? The big reveal? Oh, we gotta shut off the UI. Dun dun dun. And I'm gonna go take a little bathroom break too. Be right back. BRB. But that's the old house. It started as just the kitchen, and then we slowly kept adding on to it. This is where we're at. Gotta drink some of this water. I've been drinking this coffee. I'm all coffeeed up. Love me a good cup of Joe. Let me refresh this with a little bit left. We got some jalapeno and cheese, pepperoni sticks. I bought a huge bag of them though. I need to like package them up. I got like a vacuum packer. Hotel Transylvania. There you go. Yeah, it's got 2 trees inside of it. Those 2 big towers are pine trees, I think. And we built staircases around those, and then iron supports out from there. And it could be about 20 meters taller as well. But we decided this is good enough. This was enough work. Yeah, originally we had it even taller, but I was like, oh my god. We've already bitten off way more than we can chew. Oh, you like the hut in the background with the mill on top? Yeah, I got a little farm over there, and that's where we keep like the seeds and like the backstock for all the vegetables and stuff. And then I got a little fish pond going too. I want to landscape it all, but not quite yet. I need to finish this wall. I'm going to push this wall out. I got to move this wall out to here. So we're going to reclaim all this space inside. I'm going to dig this deeper here so we can get more fish in there. And I don't know if I like these, but I like the idea of having like the water go through them. I just don't really like how they look. So we might make this out of wood or something, and then we're gonna plant all the lilies back and stuff. So then we have like a more natural looking kind of fish pond. And here's another good angle of it. It's over here. And then once we're done, we're going to send in a screenshot to the official Valheim subreddit, not subreddit, their blog on their web page, and they do a build of the month. So we're going to try and win the build of the month and get a little attention, because they'll drop your name on their website. Maybe we'll get a little traffic, get a couple of viewers. Maybe some fellow builders will come check it out, you know? Yeah, we got a little bridge there. And I think I want to make a little hole over here with like an iron grate in it, so then it looks like the water's actually coming through. And then yeah, we're gonna put stone over all this wall here. We're just gonna clad it with like this stones though, so the real strength will be the raised dirt, because that's indestructible, but I want to cover it up with like rocks so it looks a little bit better. But yeah, basically I die, and then I'll work on this for like a day or something and kind of relax, and then I'll go out and die again. And yeah, I see those in Steam. Yeah, exactly. I want to get on. Yeah, I want to get on that stuff. Kind of promote the stream a little bit. That way. There's also a cool contest. What's the red on the top of the building? That's an otter. It's this is called the Otter Lodge. One of my other viewers, I was showing him how to make those signs. I don't know if you know how to do that, but you can use emojis and HTTP, or not HTTP, HTML. And you can set the size and the color, and then you can copy paste in emojis. So I told him to pick a color and pick an emoji. Base. You just need a sign. That's all it takes. Here, I'll show you. We'll make you one. Pick out an emoji and a color. We'll make you a little deal. Can I get the code? Shilly, man, what first time chatter? Yeah, it's super easy. I'll show you guys here. It's super easy. So to do the emoji, you just gotta find an emoji online and copy and paste it in. Let me find, you just need a piece of coal and some wood. Let me find, is it two wood for a sign? Where's the sign at? Yeah, one piece of coal. You gonna do horde symbol? I don't know if there's an emoji for horde symbol. It's like the universal emojis. Here's one I did for my buddy, OMFG Cheese. Yeah, Wolf, tell me a color and an emoji. We'll make you one somewhere around here. Pick a good spot. Here's our death counter. So we've died 16 times. So I changed this sign, and then I put a skull up every time I die. So you can do that kind of stuff. Green peas. Okay. Are the peas green? You like the death counter? Well, I kept losing track, and so I was like, huh, how do I keep track? So where are we gonna put the green peas at? Put it next to the cheese? Maybe put it next to the cheese. So yeah, you just place your sign, and then the code looks like this. So carrot. We'll do color first. Color equals green, and then close the carrot. Now everything you type is green. So you'll get the board, green text. Yeah, so same thing with the size too. Color equals green, close the carrot. And then size equals 50. Try that. And now let's find a green pea emoji. Pea pod emoji. Is that one good? Pea pod emoji. Pod. Oh, it's weird though. Like, it's a part of it's on the sign. Oh, is the sign backwards? See, this one kind of sticks out. Yeah, it's weird. It's like on the sign, but then it's not. Kind of a wonky one. Yeah, it's pretty simple. There's probably other things you can do with it too. I'm not sure though. And I always like to do color first, because if you do size first, it makes the next line of code harder because you can't see it. The emoji. So I just Googled pea pod emoji, and then I just copy pasted off of the list on a website, and then just copy pasted it in here. Size equal, and you can make them huge too. You can do like 1,000, right? You can make it the P 1,000. I mean, you can make it big. I don't know what the max is, but it's massive. Look at it. Yeah, it's just base vanilla. And so what I heard is that the like the pack or whatever that they got the text from, like the code, they didn't write the code for all the text or whatever. They just used like a pre-built one or whatever. Oops. Oh, what's up, Swan? Just doing a little Valheim in here. How you doing? Color equals green. Size equals, what do you say, 60? Pretty good size. And then copy paste. That'll go good with the ash wall and red. Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a good background for them because they're kind of like transparent. And then light reacts to them weird too. Like it'll only catch light on like one side. So they're kind of wonky. Yeah, I heard what the deal was like the prefab or whatever that they used for the signs had all this HTML stuff in it, and they're just too lazy. They never took it out. Basically, they just left it in there. Otter Lodge. We got 2 of them. I think I like this lower one better, but yeah, super cool little thing. They said they'll leave it in too, unless it gets like really out of hand. Like if it starts like breaking people's game, basically. But as long as like it doesn't like become a problem, they'll just leave it in there. Which I think is really cool to have little features like that are unintended, but kind of fun. Are you ready for some Valheim, Swan? I got a server. I got a dedicated server for us. Can't remember how big it is though. Haven't started it yet either. It's still just I feel like a kid with a new toy now. It's fun. You can do all sorts of stuff. Like one thing, like if you're playing no map, you can make big land markers with it. Right? You can make like huge exclamation points or like big dots or whatever, so you can see them really far away. Although that kind of starts to get a little cheesy. Yeah, what's your plan with that? I got a couple different plans, depending on who shows up. Like, I'm not really sure who's gonna show up. I haven't really asked anybody yet. Or haven't gotten any confirmations, really. I got a couple interested people. But I got a couple different ideas, depending on who we get. You know, if we get guys who want to do PvP, I kind of got a plan for that. If we just get a couple new players who just want to like experience it kind of for the first time, I got a plan for that. But basically I got a server for a year, so we could even do it. We could even reboot it a couple times. Fish. And right now it's set up vanilla. There's no mods on it. We could do mods too. The only mod that I would be super interested in doing, and again, this kind of depends on who we get to show up. There's a mod that locks the characters to the server, so you can't cheat, right? You can't bring in like a black metal axe, you know, like off the rip, or you can't bring in weapons and all, because it's so easy to cheat in this game. Like, it's really hard to be competitive because it's just way too easy to cheat. Oh, crap. We left our fishing pole. Let's bring all these fish back. That's right, the troll raid happened and we dumped all of our stuff. Yeah, Swan, join the Discord. I got a Discord too. Hop on into the frog pond. We'll use that to organize and kind of, here, I'll post a link for YouTube as well. You guys don't have the night bot over there, but I can pin it. Hop into the frog pond. The water is just fine. There's nothing on there yet. It's still like super bare bones, but we'll use that for, got to be careful around your build. I know I had to rebuild my inn because of accidents. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the cheat sledge is hilarious. The cheat sledge is amazing. I was actually cheating the other day. I got another server where like I'll spawn in stuff to like test it out. And I got kind of bored and I started spawning in like, you know, 50 trolls versus 50 abominations. I started doing that shit. And then eventually I got the cheat hammer out and started smashing everything. It escalates pretty quick when I start cheating. That's why it's either just all or nothing. You either gotta not cheat or cheat, you know? Because once you start, it's like so hard to like, well, I'll just spawn in this one thing. And then it's like, well, I spawned in that one thing. I might as well spawn in one more. You know, it's like kind of this slippery slope of integrity. So you either just do it or you don't. And so I made a server. So what I've been doing is like, before I do a boss, I'll go practice the boss on this server. Like I'll copy the character over. Like Modder, I fought Modder probably a dozen times on the test server before I fought her in this server. And it's different seeds and stuff, so I'm not like seeing the map for the first time there. But I am fighting like the bosses and stuff there, so then I can kind of figure out. But yeah, I don't know, like if we do a community server, there's this cool mod where it's called server characters or something like that, and it basically just locks all the characters on there, so you can't bring them to another game, and they kind of just live on that server. And then afterwards, if you really wanted the character, I could unlock it, and then you could take your characters home or whatever, back to your home realms if you wanted to. But if you're gonna try and do PvP, I think that's maybe the way to go about keeping it kind of fair. Otherwise, I don't know. I could just see people sneaking in a weapon or sneaking in some good food just to get a little edge, you know. But yeah, there's trees inside here, dude. These stone columns are just trees. You can see the branches sticking out. And I got them covered up with stone, but it doesn't really matter if like a troll hits it or something. This whole tower is coming down. Look, it's just a tree inside there. Pine tree. So like these are critical areas of my base here, these two towers. Gotta try to keep those safe. Oh shit! Burn the food. Burning all the fish. Oh, that was a waste. Yeah, because those trees go down and the whole frickin' build goes down. It's the first time I've actually made one of these. I've seen them before in like screenshots and stuff as like a way to make your build taller. Use a tree as the core, because you can build off of a tree and it counts as ground, counts as like dirt. So you can just stack on top of those like a big dirt pile, basically. Super strong. Oh, Swan, why'd you ping me in the Legacy Discord the other night? I couldn't figure out what that was for. You just gave me the googly eyes. Yeah, eyeballing me. How about one of these guys? Oh, think about the server? Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but... Yeah, so my idea for like the PvP, everybody's either solo and everybody kind of goes to their own corner, like we just start fighting immediately. And if we do that, I think what you'd do is you'd have the server come down at the end of the session, and then you put the server back up. Are you building person or combat? More, so for this game, it's more about building. Valheim, for me, Valheim is good at combat, but I don't think it's great at combat. I think what Valheim's great at is the world generation, and I think it's really good at the building. I think the combat's good, but it's not as good as like Legacy. So if I want like my combat fix, I'll go play Legacy. If I want to kind of just like chill and build stuff and be creative, I'll play Valheim. Although the combat is good, it is good, but I don't think it's like good enough to just play this for combat. Like 8-hour session. Yeah, exactly. Like you do, or I don't know. You could do or another way to do it, Swan, would be everybody plays co-op, right? Everybody plays together. But the trouble, so then what you do is you determine who does what role, right? So then you'd have like a pit you'd fight in once a week, right? And then depending on the rank of who wins, you get to pick your task for the week. So like one person could pick like king, and like the king role would get first dibs on all of the new gear. They would, like that kind of stuff. They could maybe determine the course of the build for that week. And then it'd be like a farmer role, there'd be like a role for fishing, a role for building, and whoever wins the tournaments, depending on their rank, would get a pick in order that they won. So then, that might be kind of fun too. But an RP group would love that. And also like, and what else it would do is like, let's say you're super into PvP and you don't want to farm. Right? This would be your way out of farming. You just have to murder everybody in the duel. And then you just get all the food fed to you because you're the king for the week or whatever. So it'd be a way to divvy up the tasks. And kind of like a fun way. Because it's a sandbox. We can play it any way we want. We just have to kind of figure out how we want to play it. And then come up with like some kind of loose rules or tight rules depending on how seriously you want to take it. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards like a casual. So I'm sure people are going to dip in and out. Yeah, I play Valheim mostly for the building, I would say. I'd say for the building, and then for the exploration, and then probably the combat would be the third thing that I play Valheim for. And then a game like Legacy, that game, like the primary reason I play it is the combat. And then probably the second is like the exploration, walking around the map. And then the third reason would probably be the building and crafting. It's pretty good in that game. It feels pretty good, the lodge and all that stuff. Although I wish it was more of like a realized system like this is. Because this is basically the Lodge in Legacy. You know, you got your forge, you got your smelters, you got all that stuff. It's just realized in a physical way. Which to me just makes it 10 times more exciting. Alright, where'd the fishing pole go? We lost the fishing pole. Too busy making peas for our buddy Wolf. Chat's distracting me. Chat! Where'd the fishing pole go? Remember the troll came and I threw it down somewhere. So I didn't want to go out there with it. There it is. We need stamina foods. Which is risky only having 80 health, but we really need it to catch these fish. Or if we get somebody new, right? If we get somebody completely new who hasn't played at all, I think it might be fun to kind of just let them be like the king, right? And you just kind of let them call the shots. Because they're not going to know what they're doing. And it's going to be funny. Right? They're going to get us into trouble. They're going to get us killed, and then we're going to have to like try to like help them out, try to back them up. That was probably the funnest way I had playing the game, was like you get somebody new and you just take their lead. If they want to go to the mountains, you go to the mountains. If they want to, like, whatever, we're just following them around, trying to keep them from dying. Oh, we don't got any fishing bait. What the crap? I got the pole but no bait this time. Alright, go back again. For real this time though. We're gonna do some fishing. Or we play on hammer mode and nobody grinds anything. Or we use dev commands and frickin' there's so many ways you could do it. Or I could play for a couple weeks on the seed and set up like different points of interest. Like I could build all sorts of stuff and go full dungeon master mode, spawn in like special bosses, and there's all sorts of different ways you could do this game, and they all kind of sound fun to me. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Yeah, like I said, it kind of depends on who we get signing up. It'd be fun to get like all of the legacy guys and then make them all duel in this game. That'd be kind of good. I know Goofball was kind of interested in it, and he bought a copy of it too when it was on sale. So he's got a copy of it. I know Swan plays it. Who else plays it? I don't know if anyone else plays it in that community. You gotta be careful around your build. You had to rebuild your inn. Yeah, it happens, man. There, you can back up your seed too, though. You can make backups pretty easy. Definitely worth it. Highly recommended. I lost like maybe 200 hours on this seed. I think Nemo might be interested. That'd be cool. Oh, I think Pondo also. I think Pondo might play it. Does Lich play? I think he's more of a PvPer only. But he'd be fun. He's pretty chill. We need some more cheap stamina food. all out. I think we got to do some farming. Yeah, we don't have any onion soup. We got 4 onions. Let's check the root cellar. Got some seeds, got some turnips. No onions. Ogres are like onions, guys. Crap, I gotta get the door, hang on. Be right back, chat. Door time. See who's here. My neighbor was coming by. He had a big thing of oranges. Hooked me up with it. 4 oranges. I got the hookup, chat. I got the juice. Orange juice. What do I do with them? Do I squeeze them? Do I eat them? Could make a bunch of fresh orange juice. Yeah, Nemo's cool. I've had a couple chats with him before. But yeah, now's a good time to take a little break on Legacy. A little mid-season break. Come back nice and fresh for Season 2. I'm really hoping Season 2, I really hope that the farm works as they're intending. You know, and helps onboard new players. I don't know if it's gonna or not, though. I'm kind of nervous about it. I think new players are gonna go in there. You're going to figure it out, they're going to get bored, and then they're going to try the regular map, they're going to get dunked on, and they're still going to quit. Sea of Thieves had the same issue. And eventually what Sea of Thieves did is they made 2 servers. Now you got the Safer Seas, which has just you in the world, you and your crew, all the PvE, and just like a static open map. And you can only get to like rank 20, you can't get to like rank 100. You can only get to like rank 20, and the idea is that they put you in there, kind of get your feet wet, you get level 20, and then the game kind of encourages you to go into this other map, where it's PvE. But the trouble is it's 2 different communities. This is the whole problem with PvE games, is that it's 2 different communities that you're trying to get to exist in the same gamer ecosystem. And it takes some really crafty game design to make that happen. Because everybody has to feel like the hero, right? Otherwise they're not going to play. Like if they just keep getting dunked on, they're going to quit, you know? And same on the other end too. If you're PvPing and like you're just winning constantly and there's no challenge, you're going to get bored. You know, the influx of player base and the growth of skill ceiling is really important to high-end players to keep them engaged, you know? I don't know. Could be interesting. I think there's 2 weeks till the next wipe. Yeah, it's getting close, I think. It's getting close. But I'm excited for season 2, and hopefully, like I said, this map will do kind of what they're designing it to do. So you'll get people going there, they'll get their feet wet, and then they'll be encouraged to go into the higher maps. It hasn't, maybe it's worked a little bit in Sea of Thieves, but I know their player numbers haven't changed at all. The Reddit community loves it. Actually, everybody says they love it, but then like the numbers didn't change. So like nobody's actually playing it more than they were before. It's like the same freaking analytics. I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum. I think you kind of just have to accept that like that game is hardcore. You're gonna get beat up. You're gonna lose your stuff. And I don't know, yeah, see, even watering it down to give you like a tutorial map might not be a good idea. And then Morthog, they're putting in a Morthog instance, which I really don't like either. I mean, they're getting away from that PvPvE and they're starting to branch into 2 different games, right? Which is bad, because then you start splitting dev time up. The design starts getting a little heavy on one side, and then next thing you know, it's a different game. I don't know. I'm really glad I've been here for it, though. Did you start at the same time I did, Swan? Or was it after? I remember Goofy being around, Hanger Henry, DK Dave and Hanger Henry, and Goofy. And I remember Swan started playing. I think the first time I heard about you is when the devs were playing live on Steam, and you were in the Discord, and they're like, "Hey, come stream snipe us on live or whatever." And you freaking murdered them all with a longbow, back when longbow was like disgusting. Remember that? I think that's the first time I heard of you in the game. Pre-alpha? Yeah, you were in pre-alpha. Started a little after. Played a playtest 2, and after in the demo. Okay, the demo. Yeah, the Steam Next Fest demo. Oh, the demo. I think the demo is when I heard of you. I think that's when they did that, because for the Next Fest demo. And Boney, I think it was Boney and Chris were playing together. But yeah, there's a small handful of us have been here pretty much since the start. I take breaks though, which I think is fine. Just as long as you come back for that first week or 2 weeks of the season, you know. Copied out of my brain right now. This is so good. Got the light roast breakfast blend. Nummy nummy. Alright, we got our fishing pole. Oh no, we needed to craft some food. That's right. We learned something new yesterday, chat. Check this out. You can batch craft. Craft times 50. Or 5, sorry. If you hold down shift while you're crafting, it'll give you a batch option. You don't gotta hold it down, you just gotta hit shift and then click it, and then you can let go. Sins taught me that. Alright, there we go. Fish and food. Major stamina. 244 stamina. Massive. Oh, bait. Wait, did we have bait? Where'd the bait go? That's right, I think we threw everything in here, right? Yeah. Mossy. Those are the two main ones we need. Yeah, we don't need sticky. We know we need mossy. This one. Sticky is for the swamp. Mossy is for the forest. Regular is for... Started a little after. Yeah, I started playing pre-alpha test 2. So I missed the very first public test ever, but I got into the second one. And then they had that up for a week at a time. Like maybe like once every 3 weeks, they'd throw it up for a week. And I'd just go nuts on it and just play the crap out of it for a week solid. And then the next the demo came out. And that was like late last year, I want to say, like December or something. And then early access freaking happened in January. That was 7 months ago. Yeah, what a ride, man. It's been cool to see. I've never been involved this closely with the video game before. Mossy, right? Yeah, mossy. Oh, let's move the boat over a little bit. They don't seem to be moving too much. Then to get the boat to stop, I always jump out. I'll bring it to like a dead stop. If you try to just stop it, you're gonna slide forward and backwards forever. Ah, big boy there. Look at that guy. Yeah, I want to try to go around the whole island. We're only like a quarter of the way so far. The only trouble with running mods on the server is that, let's say we play for like 3 months, right? Every time there's a patch, when they patch the game like every month basically, it breaks a lot of the mods. And then you gotta wait until the author of the mod fixes it. And that could be 2 or 3 days, could be a week. Sometimes they stop supporting them altogether. And then that seed is hosed. You're done. I've never really liked that idea. I've always kind of chosen to just play the base game. And now they got world modifiers too, which is really nice. So you can do hammer mode. You can do ember mode, which is really cool. I'd like to do an ember mode playthrough. Come on, big boy. Oh, he's too big. He's gonna break it. Take a potion. See if we can't get him. He's feisty though. We got him. We had to scoop him out of the water, but we got him. Yeah, we'll sail back into there. We're just gonna keep going around the whole island. See how many we can catch. We chopped a bunch of wood last night and this morning. So I think we got enough fine wood and regular wood to last us weeks. Shouldn't have to do that for a while. And we replanted the forest. Like 800, 900 trees in it, so yeah, I think we got the wood squared away for quite a while. Trouble with the food is it changes every tier. You can't really just farm massive quantities. So once you start pushing into the next biome, you're going to want to start using that. I guess it's good to have it for like farming food or building food. But you really want the best food you can get for progression. I don't see any more fish. We're moving on. Oh, I see another one up there. Yeah, I love how the fish are like realized in this game. Like, I think Sea of Thieves had better fishing mechanics, but you can't actually hunt the fish. You just cast, and then the fish spawn wherever your bobber's at, and it's like an automatic. They automatically set on the hook. Here, you actually have to look for them, and then you actually have to catch them, like by setting the hook. It's kind of fun, I think. I got some regulars in there. We got to change the bait. See how the boat's drifting though? It's really hard to get it to come to a complete stop. Better just hop off and it's nice and stable. But once it gets a little momentum one way or the other, it kind of keeps drifting. This is a really cool mouth of a river here. Could sail up into the river a little bit. Gonna get away. Yeah, these two can't catch him. Got me. We'll be back though. He won this round. Yeah, he's feisty. Even with all that stamina, we can't reel him in. Roll fish. I think we got a sail in there a little bit. Probably some trapped in that further back there too in that river. We seem to kind of get pushed into these little bays and rivers and stuff in the storms, and they kind of pile up in these areas, make little schools. Almost a little bit too shallow here. We're getting a nice sunset. Here we go. Fishing in the sunset. Whoa, what is that? There's a big crowfish over there. See him? It's huge. Yeah, this is a pretty good spot here. We got some big boys. But it's a little shallow under our boat. Look at, he's getting stuck. Might want to move it over just a hair so we're a little bit deeper water. Whoa! Buzzed by jets over here. Blue Angels are in town. Oh, level 5? Only a level 3? Really? I think at least like a 4. Oh, there's a big trollfish. Dark, dude, we should probably go sleep. You get hard to see. Can't get up. The ground. Oh no. Internet connection's bad. Unstable connection. Are we still live? Oh, it's super laggy though. Only 2.5 hours. Keep going. Caught up at all? No, looks like it's caught up. Yeah, it's gonna be a little laggy though. Hopefully it passes quick. Yeah, only 2.5 hour stream. We need to keep going. Yeah, it's gonna get a little choppy. I think because I might have to refresh. Yeah, I'm still on the boat on my phone. Is it live still? Jeez. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Well, rip stream.